All right, guys, time to watch some of this Temple video. This is a game we shouldn't have lost, but it's a great opportunity to learn. As you're watching and listening, I don't want you to feel like it's just all negativity, but I am going to point out the areas where you made mistakes, where you need to make an adjustment so this doesn't happen again in the tournament. So I appreciate all of you. Watch with an open mind, open ears, and be ready to make the adjustments. Here we go. So remember, we're starting in a 3-2 defense, and we're starting in a 3-2 because we want to prevent threes. John, Russ, you guys have to get all the way down to these corners, and we're going to notice in the game, this is an area where they pick on us. Isaac, your job's to cover this top area, but for some reason, of all the teams we've played this year, I've rarely seen a guy pull up dead center and shoot a three. So when we play a 3-2, I want you to sink a little bit to make it harder for them to get the ball into the middle. If a guy right at the top here starts draining threes, of course I want you to come up. But in the meantime, I want you to sink. That way, if they're trying to drop the ball into the post, you can kind of get the best of both worlds. Russ, I like the energy here, but again, you don't need to come up this high. If the guy's more towards the middle, Isaac's going to need to address that. So you kind of sink back to that wing for now. All right, John, as this guy is heading back toward the middle, you don't need to go with him because now he becomes Isaac's problem. You got to keep an eye on the wing. Isaac, this is one of those instances where the ball's in the middle, and because we're in a 3-2, more than half our team is up above the free throw line. Now Blake and Liam are in a position where they need to deal with the situation. And because Blake has to fade in, now the ball is going to get kicked to the corner, and Russ and Blake are both running out here, and that's a problem. Blake, you shouldn't have gone all the way out for that shot. Now it puts them in a position to get that rebound. But Liam, if you're over on the other block and Blake goes all the way out for a three, you have to get around and get to Blake's block. Instead, they get a rebound, and it's another second chance opportunity. What I want you guys to understand is right out of the gate, we've made a few rotation mistakes, or we've overplayed. We've missed a rebound, which is a theme that we need to fix. And that gave them a second chance opportunity, and they made the most of it, drained a three. Liam, you brought the ball down because you had open space. It's great. You made a pass back to Isaac, but then you stood there for a second before you remembered, oh, yeah, we're doing offense on. So it's good that you remembered, but you need to remember faster. And then look at the screen here. There's a full 2 feet between you and Isaac's man. I want you to put that screen on the guy. When you don't put the screen on the guy, watch what happens. Not only does he get around it, but you have to lean in order to try to make it a better screen. And this ref could call you for a moving screen. So let's go back just a little bit. Made a pass. Blake, great shot. Once you shoot that shot, I still want you to get around this guy and go in there full speed following your shot. This was a theme in the girls' middle school basketball game yesterday, but if we have 3 wolves, remember, wolves are attacking the ball. So when this ball comes in, Isaac, John, I already want you trapping this. We're starting too far back. And what this is going to allow them to do is see the second pass that they need to make that's going to break our press. So I want you to get up here aggressively and trap with your hands up so the player can't see ahead on the court, but has to throw sideways or backwards. It's our Fox's job to anticipate this next pass, but let's not let them get a few steps up the court. Let's try to trap that early when we have 3 wolves. A little bit different if we just have 1 wolf. So again, he's halfway up the back court, and John, you're just getting over here now. Isaac and John, you should be trapping all the way back in this blue area. All right, here's another example on the 3-2. Liam is all the way out here. John, you need to be all the way out here. When Liam comes all the way out here, it leaves us vulnerable down in the post. So Liam, all your job is to stunt, to kind of fake a hand up to intimidate the guy. But John, you're the one who has to get there. Russ, way to be in there. Great tip. Your tip is the reason why Blake's going to get this put back. Isaac, look at where you are. I'm okay with you being here because you're the farthest man back. But with our team's weaknesses these days, kind of would like to just see you crash until a team starts burning us deep. John, you're still floating around out here. I need you in the paint going for the ball. So let's go back. I want each one of you to take a look at where you are and what you're doing when this shot goes up. One of the keys to our success, guys, is going to be offensive rebounds. So I see some of you making the right motion to get in there, but I want you to go all the way to the hoop, all the way, be a force in the paint. If the other team has to deal with 4 or 5 of our guys in the paint, we're going to get the rebound. Russ, again, great tip there. John, Isaac, and this is probably my fault because we don't play this 3-2 press much, but let's just trap this high. Let's trap it, and we're going to leave it to Liam to deal with this second pass. Russ, you need to get in front of this guy that's in the middle. All right. So if the ball is going to one side and we have 3 wolves, 2 of the wolves are going to trap it. You're going to front the man in the middle. Liam, you're going to get in front or anticipate this next pass. And then Blake, if it's going to Liam's side, you need to drop all the way back. Good. Russ, because you made that move to get in front of that guy, you eliminated that pass. And by being aggressive, we got the steal. Good work. Shot, Isaac. Again, let's not give them this much room to work because in this press, we have 3 Wolves. So I really just want us to be killers. Good. So if you're a Fox, your job is to make sure you can either deflect the ball or steal the ball. So, Liam, you got a hand on this ball. And even though the ball got past you, your deflection is what allows Blake to come over here and clean up and get the steal. So, good work. There's only one downside here, and it's because Blake has come all the way over to this side. Big man is wide open down here. I see Russ getting all the way back, which I appreciate. But Blake, you got to be careful not to overcommit to that side. In this case, it worked out. Isaac, I love that you're here to receive the pass, but that ball is all the way down on the other side of the court. So you're still pretty far back. I need you to kind of come back with the team. John, I see you crashing here. Liam, I see you crashing here. Russ, I see your leg crashing here. Isaac, get in the mix a little bit more for us. Liam, Blake, we're lucky there was a travel on that play. If a guy is coming right down the middle, one of you has to step up and block it. All right. Cut off the middle. Don't let him split the two of you. That's the absolute worst case scenario where he goes right through the middle of the two of you and gets a foul call. It just can't happen. You're the last line of defense. Close it. So watch this play again. Blake, you're too far here to the left. You need to step in and close the middle. Liam, you're just a little bit too far to the right. You need to step in and close the middle. When you got a big dude like this who's going to come barreling into the paint, this is prime time charge, all right? Stand there, take the contact straight on, and fall backward and get us a charge. Thank you, Sarah. Isaac, I saw you fully crashing. John, you're in the paint. Liam, you're in the paint. Rush, you're in the paint. It's great. That's what we need. Good shot, Blake. Good. I like the aggression here. Isaac, come with them. All right. Get over here. Trap. Now, Russ gets his first foul, and he's going to foul out of the game. He gets his first foul down at Liam's block. So, Liam, let's take a look at where you are during all this activity. So in this instance, let's go back here again. John, because you overplayed here, you did run your guy off the 3-point line, which is good, but you want to make sure you chop your feet there, just have a hand up. So if he makes a move, you can test it. Now, what this forces Liam to do is confront the guy. And then, Blake, you're the one who needs to rotate over to Liam's side to deal with the next action. Russ should drop down to your block or fill the middle, but you need to come over to Liam's side here. So on this play, you guys have left John all the way back there by himself. Make sure you see the ball. Make sure you know what's happening. So if your teammate's in a little bit of trouble, you can come help him. Isaac, Russ is going to be open here, baseline. So if you can get it there quicker and you see him, let's do it. Russ, this would be an excellent time for you, instead of settling out here in the 3-point line, to cut right to the hoop. Look at the position of those two guys on your side. They're scrambling. They're trying to make up for lost time. One of these guys is trying to get to you in the corner. Read that and just go to the hoop. Isaac, hit him with that pass. I love that sequence. Blake pass to Isaac. Isaac, quick pass to Liam. John, you're going to take this shot here. It's open. It's the right shot. But then watch where you are after you take the shot. So you're still in the same place. Let's get in there and kind of mess things up for them. John, get here quicker so Liam can get back into position. If you look at where Blake is, we're going to have white guy, I think it's number 4. He's going to get over here, and he's going to have the advantage in the post because Liam's so far out. Isaac, this is an example too of where in the 3-2, you have to be mindful of the guy in the middle. I understand it's a tricky ask. There's a lot of ground to cover. But if that ball gets to the middle, we're vulnerable. This is where this 3-2 zone is vulnerable. Good finish, Isaac. So, this is another example of why it's so important to stop the guy in the middle. So, if we have 3 wolves, or we have 2 foxes, and we have 2 wolves, anytime we're pressing, if the ball isn't on your side and you're a wolf, you're going to drop toward the middle and you're going to be in front of that middle pass. Whoever that option is in the middle, you need to be in front of that guy so they can't make that pass. Instead, what they're going to have to do is make a longer pass, which a fox needs to intercept or deflect. So if I go back just a teeny bit, Russ, to his credit, is going to scramble back and get us a steal that we probably should have missed. This is a tricky one. The guy is kind of on John's side, but if he's on your side, John, come trap. We have another guy, 2 guys really, that are fading toward the middle. And Russ, great instinct here to get back and make sure that pass isn't available. Anytime a guard has one-on-one in this press, they have the possibility of being able to see the next pass and make it. So this is why if we have 3 wolves or even 2 wolves, the trap is really essential. So good pass by their guard. Not a whole lot you can do there unless you're Russ. Boom. Isaac, I'm not even going to say anything. I'll just let you watch what happened there. Liam, I want you to see where you are positionally right now. You're actually have the advantage. You're in front of the big man, but you're not looking to box him out. Isaac, I want you to see. So you missed an easy one. It happens. Now you have 2 guys on you. So anytime we're near the hoop, I don't mind you going back up. I'm not saying this is a mistake, but it ends up being another miss. So keep an eye open for your options. Liam, look at what happened now. You went from having the advantage to being behind this guy, and you're actually okay with being there. And so he gets the rebound. Liam, I'm proud of you for hustling back. I don't know that it was your fastest speed, but you were there and you were in the right position for a rebound. That's important. Turn on the Jets, okay? If we want to win games, it's everyone giving 100% energy. Liam, the other thing is we have an opportunity to get the ball up the court faster. So if you look, John's going to be open here, but because you dribble all the way up the court, we lose our fast break advantage. None of my guys on this fast break opportunity have taken a lane to the hoop. Instead, we're all content to be around the 3-point line. Blake, you're the last one back on this side. Russ is already at the 3-point line. Isaac's already at the 3-point line. Cut to the hoop. So, Liam, I want you to see how many dribbles you took. Isaac, I want you to take off here. See, there's an opportunity for you to go to the hoop too. Russ, so far this game, you've done a good job crashing, but this time you're way out on the perimeter. If you know that shot's going up, crash. So they've gotten a rebound. When a team gets a rebound, first thing we need to do is hustle back. Second thing we need to do is make sure as we're hustling back, we can see the ball. So take a look at yourself after this rebound and take a look at what direction your head is facing. Most of you don't even know where the ball is or where it's going. Blake, you're running not super fast. You have no idea a pass is coming. Liam, you're running. You have no idea a pass is coming. Russ, way to be there. One thing that I love about this is that your arms are straight up. This is what we have practiced all week. Isaac, you're one of the faster players on the court. Look at where you're at. You've barely crossed half court. When we're running back, guys, we're running back faster. We know where the ball is, so we're in position to make a play. Instead, we get a foul called on us. This is Russ's second foul. And I'm not sure that he fouled here. I can't see from this far away. I liked seeing his hands straight up. But you guys have put your guard in a position where he has his second foul. Ethan, you've just entered the game. We're in a 3-2 on defense. We're in a 3-2 on a press. This is what I showed you on the sheet before the game started. This is what we reviewed in the locker room before the game started. And this is why it matters for you to be there in the locker room. But even if you weren't, this is something that we covered on the sheet and that you needed to know before we went in. Isaac, you're just hanging around the 3-point line here. You haven't entered the paint. When John shoots, you're out here. It's your job to go in and crash. All my guys, it has to be something that you want this rebound more than the other team. So if they're in position, don't be content to be behind them. Get in front of them. Make a play on the ball. Isaac, this entry pass again results from you being too high, and the ball isn't necessarily even in your area where you're standing. So in that case, I need you to sink. Blake, you got in guard mode here, and the rule for you and for Liam and for Ethan is you can take the ball up the court if there's a clear path, but once a guy confronts you, you shouldn't have the ball. So in this case, you held on to it for a little too long. Isaac, John, Liam, All three of you are on the same side, so this is pretty poor spacing. Look at the middle. Isaac, look at this baseline. If you made a baseline cut here, that's a pass, an easy pass that we can zip down to you for a finish. So, Blake, you're going to look at Liam here like he needed to keep going, but the mistake started with you, and I want you to see that. We got the ball up the court here pretty quickly, which is great. Again, I want you to take a look as we go back as a team and look at what parts of the floor are open. We're running a 5-out offense, but that's when we're running our offense. We're starting looking for an easy transition bucket. Where is the easy transition bucket? It's right at the hoop. It's right in the middle. This is why we run 3-on-2, 2-on-1 all the time. So Liam has the ball. Look at the paint. Ethan, all you have to do is continue going and cutting on a V, 45-degree angle, right at the hoop. John, same thing, right at the hoop. We're a good three-point shooting team, but we're even better at finishing right at the hoop. We do 20, 20 and 2 every practice, every warm-up. It's so we're ready to finish at the hoop. Blake, I'm glad you got the foul here. I want you to see how open John is at the three-point line because you have now driven into the paint. This is a great opportunity also to kick. So, Ethan, you can probably hear me yelling on the video, Ethan, that's you, Ethan, Ethan, that's you. We're in a 3-2 press. You're a wolf. That means you're aggressively trapping. So the minute this ball is inbounded to your side, trap it. John, if possible, it's a tough ask, but try to front this man so they can't make that pass. Great steal, great finish. All right, Ethan, here it is. This is you. Trap, trap, trap. Good. So, Ethan, you had a good initial motion that allowed us to trap. John came up and trapped too. If possible, drop to the middle and eliminate that pass. Liam, good crash there. I see you. Guys, at this point, they've proven to us that they're making threes. So we need to deal with it. We need to be meaner on our closeouts. John, look at the paint. Look at the baseline. Go. I mean, Isaac will make that pass to you. Go. Don't just settle for fizzling out to the 3-point line. Liam, on this next pass, you never even looked at the hoop. You were never a threat to shoot. So when we get the ball, think about our decision-making drill where we're tossing you a ball and we're giving you an angle or we're giving you space. You have space here. I'm fine with you pulling up and taking that shot, but you have to look at the hoop and be ready, squared up, ready to shoot. The rebound. This is what happens when you don't box the man next to you. We were winning this game at one point like 13-4, and all of these small mistakes are starting to add up. So we're running R1 here, but Ethan, you're out of position, and because of it, it's going to hurt the whole play. Liam, if you look, Isaac is here. It's there. It's just a simple bounce pass right into his hands and a finish, okay? So on R1, that is the option that we're most looking for. The other options are a possibility for us, but Isaac's there. So watch it again. And what I'd prefer you do, Liam, is look one way and then bounce pass the other way. Instead, what you did here is you looked to the left and you passed to the left, and that's why the guy got the hand on it. Like, one thing I would note on that last play is just it was such a quick shot. Like, we've got 30 seconds left. Let's move the ball around and get the last shot. The pass that you got was a little bit low and to your right. There's no reason why you need to just immediately pull up and take the shot. So 24 seconds, could have run out the clock, got last shot. Instead, we rushed. Blake, you're a little too far out here. I want you to stay home a little bit. Ethan, you're a little too far out here, but it's okay because there's 7 seconds left and there's probably a shot on the way. Ethan, on this closeout, the one thing that can't happen is this guy getting to take 2 steps by you and pull up for a nice mid-range jumper. That can't happen. You cut off that baseline. We're lucky it didn't go in. So, guys, I'm 40 minutes into recording here. This is just the first quarter, all right? A lot of mistakes that allowed this team to be in the game early, a game that we had command of right out of the gates. We could go through all 4 quarters and watch us shoot ourselves in the foot over and over again. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward toward the end of the 4th quarter. There's a lot of things that I could pick apart, but the biggest themes for our team: rebounding, wanting the ball more than the other team, situational awareness. Do we need to rush a shot? No. Who's been hitting threes on their team? I need to close out on this guy. I need to understand my rotations. And then in our press, understanding, depending on the press that we're playing that day, what is being asked of you as a wolf or as a fox or as a bear, what rotations you need to make to seal off that pass to the middle. All right, so I'm going to fast forward us to the end of the 4th quarter, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, in spite of all the mistakes that we've made, it's the 4th quarter. There's a minute left, and it's 67-65. Isaac's just hit a free throw. We are in control of this game. They have to hit a three. All the pressure is on them. Now, in this game, we know that we're particularly vulnerable in the corners, and we need to deal with number 4. All right, so they take a three, they miss. John, great rebound. All the pressure, again, is on them. All we need to do is move the ball around. In this instance, we don't need to bring the ball up the court fast. All right? No reason to bring the ball up the court fast or advance the ball fast. We're trying to eat clock. We also want to keep the ball out of this area and this area. So where Russ is, and if Liam was more toward the sideline, this is where teams love to trap. All right? This is like the danger zone. So we want to keep the ball out of those areas. Let's go back and kind of watch this sequence. Isaac, in the future, just take your time and dribble it up the court if they're not pressuring you. Russ, you want to limit your dribbles here so you can't get trapped, and you want to quickly get it to the next open man. All right, so we're trying to move the ball. No dangerous passes, but we're trying to move the ball so they can't trap or foul. John, this is a really significant mistake here, and it's okay. We make mistakes, but we don't want to be going toward the hoop. We want to just keep moving the ball out on the perimeter. And we're going to find out, obviously, this mistake is going to allow them to get back into the game. But this is not the defining mistake of the game. All right. We've made so many mistakes during the course of the game that we've allowed this team to be within 3 points. So it's unfortunate that it happened, but we got here because of all the other little things that we did, or when it comes to rebounding, didn't do throughout the other 3 quarters. Okay, next play, get over it. So all we need to do here is make sure they don't shoot a three and that we don't foul or give them an and one. Okay. This is the guy we can't let shoot, and he makes us pay. Isaac, on that last play, of course, I don't want a guy getting a wide open fling at the hoop. But man, you just got to be careful. Any ref in the heat of the moment, especially these guys who are young, if it looks like you leaned into him or bumped him or whatever, and you get called for a foul, that's going to be 3 shots at the line. So just in the future, be really smart on those contests at the end of a tie game. So we're going into our first overtime. We've made a bunch of mistakes, but it's a tie game. We're starting all over again. We have an opportunity to get the job done. Let's see where it goes wrong. Isaac, this is another example where you're too far out of position. And so the ball ends up getting to the middle. Blake and Liam, you have to close that lane. You have to close it. Confront the ball. Instead, and this is something we talked about in the first quarter, and we could have talked about in some of the quarters we didn't cover. You let the guy split the two of you and score. It's the and fouled. It's the absolute worst case scenario. Nothing could have gone worse. Watch this again. Isaac, look how far out you are. This guy, even if they've been hitting threes, he's not shooting from here. But look at our middle. It's wide open. Isaac, this is Russ's spot over here. All right, Russ should be out on this, and I wouldn't want him out on this far on big man. So I understand you're trying to apply some pressure and make something happen, but you're out of position. Now the ball gets back to the middle. This guy goes right through Blake and Liam. And that's how we're starting our overtime. Isaac, you scored, but you feel like you got fouled. But that doesn't help your team, you feeling like you got fouled. You immediately locking into defensive mode is what helps your team. Look at the direction you're facing. You made the bucket. We're proud of you. Now lock in on defense. Because you're frustrated about that call, now you've missed the opportunity to trap. You've missed the opportunity for us to get a turnover. Much better job here, Isaac, of sinking toward the middle, letting this guy dribble around at the top. Blake, this is another example. Guy makes a move. You don't even come over to close the gate. All right. So Liam's got to deal with this guy one on one, but this guy's getting to go to his right hand. And instead of you stepping up with your giant arms and having your hands straight up and contesting this shot, this guy gets to go right through. Take a look. To make matters worse, they get the rebound. This is overtime. John, love this cut here. Love it. Great job. Liam, this is a clutch shot here. Blake, love seeing you crash. If you look at the score, it's 72 to 68. All right. We have the game, it's ours, but we make some pivotal mistakes on this press. Liam, look at where you are right now. All right. You and Blake are both foxes. We have the lead. We don't necessarily need to generate a turnover here, but you are way out of position. My instructions to you were once the ball goes to Blake's side, it's your job to get all the way back. And if you watch, you're drifting toward the middle. John, you need to be in front of big man here. But Liam, it's your guy who's going to be taken off because you're not back. You're way out of position. And there's the bucket. Now it's a 2-point game. Blake, he shot pretty well this game, but again, we have the lead. All right, it's 72-70 with 1:54 left. We actually don't have to take that shot. Great rebound, Isaac. John, way to come flying in afterwards. This is why rebounds matter, okay? Blake, I tell you here, you're the fox. In the middle, Liam, you're the bear. And I'm making that adjustment because of what just happened on the previous possession. Blake, you acknowledge me like you heard me, but then when we go to this next time out, you're like, I thought I was this. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, we need to fix that during the game. You need to communicate. I don't get what you're saying. All right, we have a 3-point lead again. This is why rebounds matter, guys. We missed the first rebound. We get a block. We miss that pickup. Then they score. John, good job receiving that pass and dribbling it out. All the pressure's on them. We're winning. This is a quick three that we didn't need. So I want you guys to remember when we're in this situation where we have the lead, we're not the team that needs to force a shot. We're not the team that needs to take a three. So both Blake and John, you took threes that we didn't need at this stage of the game yet. Now, if there's 5 seconds left, we could take the three, we could hold the ball. But if you watch this sequence here, this three is fast and it's not one that we needed at that moment. Now, again, if this three drops, it's awesome. All right, it's a dagger. But we had control of the game, and situational awareness says it makes sense for us to keep this ball and run out this clock. Liam, you need to think. Watch the defensive rotations here. So this pump fake, Liam, you're kind of cheating out toward the corner. The guy gets to come down the middle. Blake, you don't get there soon enough to confront them. So that's three mistakes that really hurt us. Isaac, if John's got to be over toward this wing, you need to fill the middle and just leave big man alone. He hasn't hit a three. That's hurt us. Of all the people, he's the one I'm least worried about. So again, watch this sequence. John's here. Liam's going to kind of worry about this guy that's all the way over on the sideline. Isaac, you need to drop here and fill the middle for us. Blake, you've got no one around you, and Russ is dropping. It's your job to come up and confront this, hands straight up. Instead, we've talked about this 100 times. You're trying to play defense from the side. All right, the guy's coming down the middle. He's trying to get to the hoop. I need you to get to where he's trying to go. So now if we circle all the way back to not controlling the ball in that last possession, now we're the ones who have to make a shot. John, good shot. It's hard to make a free throw with the game on the line. You did it. We got a tie game. Good work. So we had Isaac foul on there on purpose. That way we would be able to call a timeout. And now we're going to match up. We're making an adjustment. Guys, again, rebounds, rebounds, rebounds. Instead of getting a rebound and giving me a chance to call a quick timeout and get a final play on the other end, we give them a chance to drive to the hoop, which then may or may not be called a foul. And now we're heading to overtime number 2. Good shot, Blake. Guys, this is another example of protecting the ball. Of course, I want us to push the ball, but at a pivotal point in the game, we can't have a turnover like this. So we're lucky we got the delay game warning, but otherwise we just threw an inbounds pass for a turnover. So when we're working on offense C, I've told you a few things. First of all, the best pass for offense C is probably going to be a bounce pass. Second, we don't want to force the pass. When Liam makes this cut, one of the things that I want the rest of you to recognize is look at all this open space on the opposite block. So the opposite block is such a great place to make a move when the defense has shifted. It's there. But instead, we're all hovering around each other at the top, okay? So we get a turnover. Again, this is a part of our offense I want us to continue to explore, but we can't force it. So if the pass isn't 100% there, we can't make it. Isaac, right now, you're missing an opportunity here for us to trap and make them panic. You're essentially a fox, but I need you to be a wolf. And this is what ends up happening. They're able to make that next pass because they're able to see up the court. If you are a wolf, Kieran, John, Russ, Isaac, and we're in a sequence where we're running three wolves, you absolutely, positively, as the middleman, Isaac, you need to trap. All right. You may have just heard me yell in the background, Blue, you got to get this rebound, Blue. Blake, I want you to look at the guy next to you on the line. He's not bigger than you, but he's going to get this rebound at a pivotal moment in the game. Great pass, great finish, good work. I like the aggressive here because that's what we have to do at this stage of the game. But now, Blake, you got to get back because you're actually the fox in that press. It's a good shot in the sense that it's open. Liam, I want you to look at where you are. You're standing behind a guy. You're content to be behind a guy. Isaac, you're fading out from the 3 point line instead of crashing hard. This is a rebound we have to have. And guys, this is situational awareness again here. When this guy's bringing the ball up the floor, we actually just need to foul him then. So go for the ball, go for the steal, and if we don't get it, it's a foul because that's what we need. This team was pretty good at being patient with the ball. So instead of taking that early foul, they were able to run 10 seconds off the clock, and then Russ has to make the fifth foul, which takes them out of the game. This team didn't miss many free throws, but the ones that they did miss on the second shot, we missed the rebound at the absolute worst times. If you're the guy in the bottom, Blake, Isaac, Micah, Liam, there's no world in which that guy should get a rebound over you. Put your body into the guy and push him back. Brutal. It's just brutal. So that's it, guys. This is an hour and 14 minutes in. You know how the game ends. Remember, winners, they prepare themselves physically, mentally. They know where they're supposed to be. They know the kind of effort that they're going to give before the game even starts. Winners don't make excuses. They give 100% all the time. These are the things that we're going to need to do as we step into the playoffs. Regular season was fun. A lot of successes, particularly against easy teams. But remember the expression that I taught you guys that was really important to me. Soft teams don't win hard games. All right. Now's our time to step up and prove that we belong in the mix with these top teams. So don't be discouraged. Learn from your mistakes. Know that I care about all of you and I appreciate all of you. Be ready to execute the next time we step on the court.